to want to close. So I just kind of guide it into the USB port. Once you put the camera into the USB port, it immediately generates this flip share, this software, and it automatically kind of gets transferred to the computer. And that's what makes this so easy. We don't have to, when a student has shot a video, they don't have to give it to me, or we don't have to really train them to use, Pinnacle or some other video editing. This is really easy, and that's one of the benefits that I see with using this camera. The video clips are also very easy to upload. Once you've shot the video, you click on the little icon that you just shot. I'm going to let you experiment with this in just a minute. Right click on the video clip, click on export, and tell it where you want the file to be saved, and that's all there is to it. And it will then generate a file in MP4 format. There was just not enough space on Angel to upload them all. So what we did is then again part of our workshop, once we told the students how this worked, we also came up with a sign-out sheet and certain hours during which the camera could be checked out. So here's our sign-out sheet. It's still here, in fact, for anybody else. This is way beyond the semester, but nonetheless, if anybody wanted to sign out the camera, we needed to have, the camera number. Each camera is numbered. The time they signed the camera out, and the time they brought it back in, and their name. And the students could only sign out the cameras during the times you see on the slide. We also required that the cadets returned the cameras every day before lab closing time. And once the students returned all the parts of the camera, which meant they had to return, as I mentioned earlier, they had to return the camera, the tripod, the pouch, preferably the camera in the pouch, and we also gave them the little directions, and all of that was together, held together with a rubber band. The rubber band kind of got lost, but that's okay. We can live with that. And so all of these items they could find in an envelope. This is what we prepared for them. Every camera was numbered, and once the students returned the cameras, they were put in the red bin, because then the cadet assistant took the camera out. They deleted the footage after they worked with it, and recharged the camera. Once it was recharged and ready to go for the next afternoon, if somebody wanted to come and check it out, it was put in the green bin. It's ready, green. Yeah. Okay. So, as I mentioned earlier, well, that's great. So the first bunch of students, they came and we had all this wonderful plan set up, and the students, the cadets, filmed their first video or two, but then the file was just simply too large to upload, or the two files or whatever were just simply too large to upload. So that became a problem.
Also to email. There was no way they could email me.
No.
These files, we had to really work to solve this problem.
So one, you couldn't upload it to Angel. Two, you couldn't email the files. Three, there were only so many places that cadets have permissions to save to. So that is a problem also. So what we did was, we set up, in a modern languages department here at VMI, we have our own server, And I set up an electronic folder for each cadet, and we separated, you know, the cadet folders based on the classes and the sections, like 201, X01, you know, all the students in that had a folder in that folder, and so on, 201X and so on. Then, at that point, we realized that we could have left those video clips in there, in MP4 format. But we didn't want to clog up, you know, our server with all these files. So what we did is, we decided that once a cadet came with their shot footage, that they would save their video clip into their folder, and then a cadet assistant downloaded any video converters, a free software program from the internet, and converted the MP4 file into a WMV file. We also changed the frame size to 176 by 144, and it reduced the bit rate to 256. And once, you know, the cadet assistant did all that, converted the original MP4 file into this file, then they saved this new file and deleted the MP4 file. That's kind of what we did from the beginning, or, you know, from the time we realized that there was a problem to about midterm. And again, we were a little bit pressed for time because most cadets had waited until close before midterm. And so, you know, we were really pressed for time in here for converting and saving all these videos and so on. But we got it done. The unfortunate thing is that I think that the cadets had shot such a beautiful high definition video clip, and now we were in essence, you know, manipulating it and making it sort of average, yeah, at best. Anyway, that's sort of the sad part that I saw. But the semester, you know, had to go on, so we couldn't stop. You know, afterwards, you know, we reflected how can we make this better, and we continued to reflect and get around some of these problems. After midterm, we invited the cadets to not only shoot their own video clips, save them to their folder, download any video converter from the internet, and convert their own video clips from MP4 to the WMV file. Then save it in their folder and delete the MP4. So that worked, and as you said, I think, you know, worked more or less well, better, except for those cadets who waited until the last minute, or, you know, who didn't set aside some time to go through the process, because you can't just, you know, look at the screen and magically, you know, this happens. You actually have to go through the steps, you know. But I think it worked, you know, all in all, and we managed to get to the end of the semester. Cadet assistants at that point helped and assisted when necessary. That's what I mean with those who waited until the last minute or didn't really got stuck somewhere in the process. Well, looking back on the entire project, I'm again extremely thankful for having had the opportunity to learn about the flip cameras, to put this, the logistics into place, to put this whole